Good morning, Steve here in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Have mixed markets right now. Soybeans up a little bit along with meal and oil. The BA exchange lowered the soybean crop ratings to a record low 3% good to excellent. They also estimated the crop at 33.5 million tons versus the USDA's 41. Previously they were at 38. Some are as low as 30 million tons with the forecast over the next 10 days. Pretty much drier than normal. As far as the other news, the USDA did come out with the 2023 outlook for U.S. corn, soybean, and wheat S&D. And the beans, they left the acres unchanged from last year, which was kind of a surprise. Some people are looking for higher acres. They estimated a record yield. They raised the crush 80 million bushels from this year, exports about 35, but raised the carryout 65 million bushels to 290 versus 225 this year, but did lower the average farm price to 1290 from 1430 this year. Same in the corn. BA Exchange dropped the ratings to 3% good to excellent. This was an all-time low. And I think the big thing here is that, Argentina is a large exporter of corn. And so we'll just have to see how much that they offer for export. It is interesting that Algeria did buy Argentina corn, even though Ukraine prices are lower. And some people think that the Ukraine quality is now beginning to deteriorate on their export numbers. We also note that in the Outlook conference, the market got a little bit of a dose of reality for 2023 if weather is normal. USDA raised acres. They estimated a record corn trend yield. They raised feed and residual, which is normal for a big crop. They raised exports, which is somewhat of a question, but they raised the carryout and they lowered average farm price to 560 from 670. So I think the corn market right now is going to have to decide, if we're going to get any more exports and just where price value is. In the wheat, we're trending lower. Russia continues to offer wheat cheaper for export. There's three main Russian companies that hold most of the wheat is being aggressive in selling wheat. There was an initiative by China for peace in Ukraine, basically stopping Russia's advance where they are. They would retain Ukraine land, and then also China suggests that the West would drop sanctions against Russia. I don't think Ukraine or the West will accept that. We've got weekly export sales somewhere between 500 and 1,300 corn versus 10 million tons last week. Beans 300 to 850 versus 512 last week, and wheat 150 versus 500 versus 209 last week. And weekly ethanol data showed record high ethanol stocks, which is negative. So it's Friday, and we'll see just how the market wants to trade all these numbers and just the weather in South America, and we're getting close to trading the weather here in the U.S.